Hello students, our chapter 2 is matter around us pure? In this chapter you study pure and impure substances. Pure, which are made up of only one type of particles, they are pure. And if pure substances mix together, then they form impure substances. Impure substances are also known as mixtures, and in mixture we study homogeneous and heterogeneous. Homogeneous example, true solution or solution, and heterogeneous suspension and colloids. Now, sometimes we need pure substances, sometimes we need impure substances. For example, common salt is a pure substance. When it is taken from a rock or from sea, then we want to take it in pure form. That means pure NaCl. But when we have to use it in vegetable, then what we do? We add it in that vegetable with spices, with water, etc. And then now the salt is not pure. Okay, then it becomes mixtures. So pure and impure both are useful for us. Sometimes we have impure substances, but we need pure substances. That time what we have to do? We should separate pure substance from impure substance, because that impure substance may not be useful for us, or it can be harmful for us, or we need only pure substance and we want to use only pure substance. For all these things we need to separate these mixtures, and for that we use different types of techniques. These techniques known as separation techniques. So separation techniques is a new topic. First half of the chapter we have done, and it is the second half of the chapter. Separation techniques. What are separation techniques? The methods or techniques which are used to separate impure substances to get pure substances are known as separation techniques. Next, what is the need of separation techniques, or why do we need to separate substances? So, it is used to remove unwanted particles that we don't want. Some kind of small stones, pebbles are present in dal, chawal, etc. So, in that case, from pulses or rice, we have to remove that unwanted particles. Next one, remove harmful particles. When we take pulses from market, they are shiny, too much colored, and when we wash them, then what happens? Colored water comes out. That means the chemicals used to polish them, to make them beautiful, to get more cost. So we have to remove that chemicals from there, harmful particles there. In case of rice, you can simply see this. Okay. Next, obtain pure and useful particles. To obtain pure or useful particles from a mixture, the method which we will use will depend upon the properties of components of the mixture. What things are present in that? For example, if stones or pebbles are present in rice, then we can remove it by hand picking, taking by hand and putting separate. But when it is polished, chemicals are there, then we have to wash it with water. So which kind of techniques we will use, it will depend the properties of the components. So I divide here separation techniques into 3 parts. One is for solid plus solid substances, means pure substance is solid and the impurity which is present in it is also solid. Second one, One substance is solid and another one is liquid. And third one, liquid is present in liquid. So there are lot of separation techniques and we will study them one by one in next classes. We will not complete it today. We will start this from next classes. So simply when I am taking, see here, hand picking. Hand picking means taking by hand and putting out. This you have done in your 6th class. Winnowing by using wind power, we separate chaff from grains. Or next one is sieving, using a sieve to separate tea leaves from tea. So these are 3 techniques here you have done in class 6. So we will not discuss them here in detail. In detail we will do first technique by using suitable solvent. Solvent means in which we have to dissolve something. Second one by sublimation. Sublimation already we have done in chapter 1 also. So try to revise that. Third one by magnet. For solid to liquid. When solid and liquid are present, then by filtration technique, this is also done in 6th class, but here in 9th class also it is in detail. So we have to study it again. Then after filtration, centrifugation. This is new for you, but this term I used in colloids. Evaporation, as you have studied before, crystallization, and crystallization also studies chromatography. This chromatography is a new technique for you. Sedimentation and decantation. It is also known as a gravity method. This also you have done in 6th class. Here in 9th class you don't need its detail. So sedimentation and decantation process, what we do when we dissolve some kind of solid in liquid, then we give time to settle down. For example, here soil and water is there, muddy water is there, then what happened? After some time, soil particles will settle down at bottom and clear water will remain here. This process is known as sedimentation. Sometimes we do loading in it when we add victory etc. in it. It is alum, potash alum. And after that decantation. Decantation means taking it and pouring into another container. And when we will do it, we will pour liquid into another container, and when complete liquid comes here with small amount of liquid, this solid remains here. This process is known as decantation. This sedimentation occurs due to force of gravity. The particles settle down at the bottom due to gravity force. So this method is also known as a gravity method. Okay. Next, distillation process. Distillation process is also used to separate solid plus liquid, and it can be used to separate liquid plus liquid. Now next is liquid plus liquid. Here first one is by using separating funnel. Second is fractional distillation. It is advanced form of this distillation process. Fractional distillation you have studied in 8th class also, to separate crude petroleum components. Fractional distillation column there you used. So it is somewhat related to that. Okay. Now I think you have clear what we have to study in next lectures, only the separation techniques. So for next lecture, get ready with sublimation process because it is already studied by us. So revise it. Okay. Thank you.